Welcome to Easy Learning Z Mathematics, the future is bright. In this video, Learning Z Mathematics, the future is bright. In this video, we're going to look at biology paper 1 that the GCE wrote this year. So as you can see, this is the paper that they wrote on the 9th July 2025. So this is the paper we're going to look at. We're going to answer questions from 1 up to 40. So stay with us and revise with us. We are very interested in seeing that the grade 12s of this year and the 9s of this year do well in an exams. Hence, we're going to make sure that we go through an exams. Hence, we're going to make sure that we go through certain papers, not only for 2025, also the papers for 2024 and other papers will be going live every day like this time to look at different papers. So please make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel so that every time we go live you get notification and join us so that we revise together. Please, before we give you answers, you can also attempt. If you are watching this video after the live session has ended, please make sure that when you're answering the questions, you pause first, you try yourself. It's okay to fail. So make sure you pause the video, you try it, then you will see the answers we are going to give you. This revision is more than just revision. We are going to give you details. We're going to tell you why the wrong answers are wrong, why the correct answer is correct. So it's a revision that will in favor. Want to see, then encourage you to share this link with other people and tell us if you are also able to see our screen. Trying to do mathematics for grade 9, I just realized that it was blackout. And then thank you so much, William, for letting me know, because I didn't even realize that it was black. Now we have worked on the problem, and now I'm sure I've checked on the phone. We are live on the page is seen. So please make sure if anything you will go blackout, let us know in the comment section. Okay, so with that being said, let's go to the questions. We're not going to go through the instructions because for grade 12 there is no much that has changed. The instructions are the same. So we go to the questions. Okay, so you are using the separate answer sheet, so it's just the same. Okay, let's go to question 1. So as we revise, I'm with someone who's going to be giving us answers. So please, she's also in grade 12. She's writing this year, so we solve the paper together, and then she's going to be sharing answers with us. What her answers the correct answers are. So please stay with me. Whatever she was going to be giving us is something that we as Easy Learning Z have approved as correct answers. So without wasting our time, as follows: a student used a right microscope to observe onion cells. The power of the ocular lens was 10 by x and the object lens was 20 by x. The magnification of onion cell is. So yes, what is the answer to this question? Okay, why do you think D is correct? Well, before we go to D, okay, if you say D is correct, why do you think A is not correct? Okay, all right. Why do you think B is also not correct? Okay, all right. So why do you think C is not correct? 10x or 30x, sorry. Okay, so on C they added instead of multiplied. Okay, so is it the reason why you are saying it is correct? Because they did what? Okay, that's wonderful. I hope viewers have gotten her voice. If he, at all she's not clear, please, yeah, allowed to let us know. We come to question two, which is what is the correct level of organization for the skin? What is the correct level of organization for the skin? What do you think is the correct answer there? Organ. Okay. Why do you think organ is correct? Okay. 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 Why do you think B organelle is not correct? Okay. These are very small structures inside the cells. O- Okay. Now, why is system not a correct answer for this question? So you say an organ forms a system. So different organs, when they are put together, they form a system. Oh, brilliant. Very good. Now, why is tissue not correct? Okay. So that means tissues, they form, different tissues forms an organ. And then an organ, different organs forms a system. And organelle, these are small substances, very small substances that are found in the cell. Okay, all right. Let's go to question three, which is question three is the following diagram shows. Okay, the following diagram shows a setup to demonstrate osmosis. The Vixen tubing represents the plant cell. So we can start the diagrams. I want you viewers there to start the diagrams and pay attention to the details. Like when we look at diagram A, we have got distilled water which is inside the Vixen tubing, and then we have got sugar solution outside. So the distilled water is inside, whereas the saturated or the sugar solution is outside. Okay, then we have got fixing tubing in B, which contains water, distilled water, and the surrounding also has distilled water. So we need to pay attention to these diagrams and the details that are illustrated in the diagrams for us to get the correct answer. So you can see that in C, the diagram shows that sugar solution is in Vixen tubing and distilled water is outside. Okay, it's outside. So again, we go to on diagram D, we have got sugar solution which is outside and sugar solution which is inside the Vixen tubing. Okay, so the actual question is down here, which is saying um, which setup would demonstrate plasmolysis? Okay, which setup would demonstrate plasmolysis? Okay, let me just get my pen, and I'm sorry that I haven't indicated the answers for the two questions. So let me go back and mark our question, our answers, sorry, for the first two questions. So we are saying number one is D, number two is A. So please, if you are following us, make sure you follow us. And then uh, all right, now we can go ahead and answer question three. If you have gotten disturbed, please, you can take time and study. Pay attention to the diagrams. That is what is important. Now, which one is the correct answer? Which diagram is demonstrating plasmolysis? Okay, correct answer is A. Okay, why do you think A is correct answer. First of all, tell us what is plasmolysis, because there is no way we can get the correct answer if we don't know what plasmolysis is. Okay, let me also help her to see exactly what is there. We have got sugar solution outside, then in A, then distilled water inside the mixing tubing. So that means uh, the surrounding is more as a lot of concentration of sugar. So this is concentrated solution that surrounds a cell. So what the liquid in the cell, they are less concentrated. Then when you look at B, both of them, they have got distilled water. That means the concentration is the same of the solution. In C, distilled water is outside, and then sugar solution is inside. Okay, so meaning, and then we have got D. We have got sugar solution inside and sugar solution outside. So, according to what she has defined plasmolysis, she's saying plasmolysis is a biological process that happens in plant cells when they lose water. So, meaning the cell will lose water. So, basically, the question is, my friend, is which cell will lose water to the environment? Okay, it's A. So there is distilled water. So she's when she said A, there is water in the cell, which is less concentrated, and there is solution outside, which is high concentration. Now, what happens is that higher concentrated solution will absorb liquid from the lower concentration, isn't it? So that means the water movement in A will be coming outside. That's what we mean. Okay, so that's why A is correct. The water concentration will be coming from the cell into the solution. That means the cell will get shrink. Okay, it will shrink in A. So the cell will shrink. That means it has lost water to the surrounding. Then when we come to B, since they are all distilled water, same concentration, what will happen? Is there any movement of water from any solution? No. Here, they will just be the same. Okay. Okay, so meaning when we come to C, we have got sugar inside, water outside. What will happen to the plant? Now, remember, mixing tubing is representing a plant cell. So what will happen in C when distilled water is outside and concentrated water is inside? Okay, so meaning what you are saying is the plant will suck the water from the surrounding into inside because it is concentrated. So it wants to balance the concentration. So for it to reach equilibrium where the amount of water is the same, that means the plant will get a lot of water inside. Okay, very good. That's correct. So here water is going in. Okay, in A water was coming out. In B, there was no movement of water. If there is movement of water, that means it's equal. Other water is going in, other water is coming out. Okay. Then in D, sugar solution, sugar solution. So what is happening in B is the same as what is happening in D. Okay. The water movement is just the same since all of them they have got uh, they are high in concentration. Okay, so the correct answer is A. A is demonstrating plasmolysis. As we said that plasmolysis, this is the situation where the plant loses water to the surrounding and it shrinks. Okay, so we go to question 4, which is which of the following shows the correct region of action and conditions for the enzymes trypsin. Okay, which of the following is which of the following shows the correct region of action and conditions for the enzyme trypsin? Okay, very good. So we have got A, which is irium, and condition is acidic. We have got ileum, condition is alkaline. Then we have got stomach, condition is acidic. Then we have got stomach, which has the condition which is alkaline. Okay, so before we go any further, okay, so before we go any further, let's go ahead and hear um, what are first of all, before we answer the question, we need to find out what are trypsin enzymes. Okay, so they convert proteins into peptides. Okay, very good. So it says they convert enzymes into peptides. So what do you think is the correct answer here? First of all, before we go any further, let's talk about the conditions of ileum and stomach. What is the condition of ileum? Is it acidic or alkaline? It's alkaline. Okay. What is the condition? So that means if anything, we should concentrate on this answer because when they say ileum is acidic, that is not true. That's what I'm saying, isn't it? Okay. What is the condition of the stomach? Is it acidic or alkaline? Okay, it's acidic. All right. Okay. So we forget about this one and this one. Forget about it. So between the two, there is one answer. So which one is the correct answer? B. Okay. B is the correct answer. Okay. Why do you think B is correct? Okay. So we are saying B is correct because irium works well in a condition which is alkaline. That's what she has said. So from that, what can we say about why is C not correct? Okay. So meaning trypsin cannot work in here because of the condition in stomach is acidic, which is released in the stomach. Okay. So unless if you have got questions, if you are no questions, please you can ask us in the comment section. If you have got questions, please ask in the comment section. Okay. So we go to okay. So let's go to question 5, which is four solutions were tested for the presence of protein, starch, and glucose. The following table shows the result obtained, which shows presence of protein and glucose but not starch. So what we need to do first is we need to take time and start the diagram. Then once we have studied the diagram, the next thing we need to do is we need to analyze the results that are given. Okay, so what is there is this. We have got bread test here, and we have got iodine test, and we have got Benedict test. So burette test is for protein, and iodine test is for starch, and glucose is for uh, Benedict test is for glucose or reducing sugar. We can call it reducing sugar or glucose. Which result shows that the solution has got one, protein, two, starch, two, it doesn't have starch, three, it has glucose or reducing sugar. Okay, so the question is, in other ways, we are being asked a question which is, what color does a food change to when it has got protein? What color does a food change to when it has no starch? What color does the food turn to or solution turn to if it has no glucose? So, what do you think is the correct answer here? So the correct answer is C. Okay. If the correct answer is C, why are you saying the correct answer is C? What is the color of the food um if it contains protein? What color does it change to? Okay, it changed to purple, okay, or violet. Very good. Now, what color does the solution of food stuff change to if it has no iodine solution? Starch, sorry. If it does not have starch, what color does it change? It's brown. So it just remains brown, doesn't change any color. Okay. Okay, we come to Benedict test. What color does the food change to if it has got glucose or reducing sugar? Okay, it's C, orange or brick red. Okay, all right. So basically, the correct answer you said is C. So what has made A to be wrong? A is wrong because when testing for protein, you have to use bullet iteration. So when you use red, the color is blue. When the color is blue, means that there is no protein in the solution. Okay. So when we use burette test, the color remains blue. That means the protein in the solution. When we use burette test. Okay. Why is that? What can you say about testing for starch using iodine solution? On A, we are told it turns brown. Yeah. It turns brown because the iodine solution is brown. Okay. And there's no starch in the B. B, burette, when the color shows blue, that means there's no presence of proteins in the solution. Okay. And for iodine, it shows blue black. This means that there's presence of starch. And okay. In the question they asked us, the starch wasn't tested. Okay, so that means in the question we are told to say when it was tested, the solution had no starch, which result shows presence of protein and glucose but not starch. So meaning the one that shows presence of protein. So here it's showing that protein wasn't there. Then it is showing that starch was there, which is the opposite. These two answers they have been reversed. Okay. Then when you come to Benedict solution, that means they are saying blue. Again, here again, also the answers have been reversed because when there is no reducing sugar, then that means the answer the color would remain blue or be blue. So these were wrong answers. Okay. So what made D to be? So here on B, everything was reversed, was opposite. Okay. What is making D wrong? The genetic test or we start from the genetic first. The presence of this protein was correct, purple, Okay, so in the burette test, it turned purple. That means protein was present. Then on iodine solution, it turned blue-black. That means starch is present, isn't? Is present. Now, in the statement, in the question, they're saying, but not starch. So meaning starch shouldn't be there. So already blue-black, turning blue-black made T to be wrong. Before you even check on the third option, isn't it? Which is Benedict. It is showing blue. What can we say? There is no presence of glucose in the solution. So that means also this one made the answer D wrong. Okay, let's go to question 6. Please, if there is any contribution that you need to make in on anything, please, Easy Learning Z is not going to help you. It's not going to grow if you don't tell us how we are impacting your life, how this video is. Starting from the way you, if you are able to hear us, if you can just hear my voice alone, so that we can know how we can improve on our systems. But please, if you are enjoying so far what we are doing, please make sure subscribe to our YouTube channel and also share this video with other people. Okay, we come to question 6, which is which of the following is which of the following nutritional disorder can be caused by lack of calcium in the diet? Which of the following nutrition disorders can be caused by lack of calcium in the diet? A, we have got constipation. B, we have got heart disease. C, we have leakages. And D, we have got scurvy. Which of those can be caused by lack of calcium? Okay, so leakages are caused by lack of calcium. That's what you're telling us. Okay, so okay, so okay, so yes, dear. Which one? You said this scurvy is caused. Sorry, ricket is one disorder that is brought about due to the fact that somebody lacks calcium. Now let's see. Start with A, which is constipation. Why are you saying constipation is not correct? Okay, so constipation is caused by lack of fibers. So if a person is eating fine food that is not okay, the food that is processed lacks the affected constipation. So if they said the disorder that is caused by lack of fibers, then A could have been correct. Okay, very good. We go to B, heart attack. Why do you think heart attack is incorrect? Okay, so that means heart attack will be caused by high cholesterol. So eating fats that contains cholesterol. Okay, so these cholesterol go into arteries and start blocking the passage of uh, blood, which leads to them bursting, something like that. Okay, and also blocking the 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 arteries, the veins completely, and then the heart is denied blood and the oxygen. Okay, something like that. Okay, all right. So meaning eating food that have high cholesterol will cause heart attack, and the poor diet generally, and also smoking. Oh, I didn't know about smoking. So if you are a smoker, you are likely to have heart attack. That's beautiful. Okay, now let's look at D before we come to why C is the qualifying answer. Why do you think D, scurvy, is not correct? Okay, so lack of vitamin C will cause the scurvy, not calcium. Okay, so if they said lack of lack of calcium. If they said lack of vitamin C, then D scale could have been correct. Oh, that's okay. That's wonderful. All right. Okay. So leakates. Can you say anything about leakates? Also, leakates is not only caused by calcium alone. It is also caused by vitamin D. Okay, all right. Okay, okay, okay. Okay, thanks. All right. So basically the correct answer here is C. So I'm circling C there. Let me see if I circled on here. Okay, yes, I circled. Please, we are trying to go through all the options. So if you have got questions, don't hesitate. The reason uh, we have come live like this and do this is because of you, our viewers. We are chatting. Someone knows it's a issue of revising. So let's make it impactful by writing your comments in the comment section so that we can hear your views and then we see what we can do. All right, we come to 7. Question 7 is as follows. Um, the diagram shows the shapes of the cell in a section of a leaf. So you can take time and look at the diagrams. So we have got those diagrams. So we have got names that are there. So what we can do is names that are represented by letters, or let me say parts of a leaf that are represented by letters. So we have got H-I-J-K there. Okay. So the question is, which cells contain chloroplast? Which cell contains chloroplast? Chloroplast, in other words, is um, which parts of this leaf has chlorophyll? Okay, C, which is IJK. Okay, why do you think A is wrong, which is HI? Okay, so H you're saying is abdominal cell which has no chloroplast. Okay, so that is H is making the answer to be wrong. Okay, why B? Okay, so B is only partially correct, not fully correct, because one part is not there. Okay, one out. Okay, so what is C is correct. So again, what is happening on D is the same thing that has happened on B. The other part is left out. So we are saying K, uh, B and K, they are partially correct, isn't it? Okay, they are partially correct. Okay. Okay. We go to question 7. Oh, we go to question 8. Please, we're trying to beat time because we don't want to reach up to midnight. If we waste a lot of time, people may doze off. Okay. Question 8 is the diagram shows the structure of lysopath. Then you can take time and study the diagram. Now, once you have studied the diagram, then you can go to the actual question, which is identify the labeled structure L and M. What is the labeled structure L and M? So, what is M? What is L? Mhm. Okay, L is the substrate. So, what is L? L is here. So we know that L is spro. Okay, that is L, that is sprangiofolia. Okay, sprangiofolia. Okay, so N is substrate. M is substrate. Okay, M is substrate. Okay, so if we have identified this and this, then we can go and identify the answer. So we can agree the answer is what? C. Okay, the correct answer is C. Okay, let's go to question 8. Here we are just naming things. So unless if you want to, okay, so why did I identify this one as uh, splankifera or sprangofio? Okay, the reason behind this is that um, this is a stock that supports the sprangium. So that's why I'm calling it. That's why I was able to identify this part is a stock that supports the uh, sparongium. So that's a reason. So how did I identify M as a substrate? What are the reasons I used to identify M as a substrate? So one of the reasons is M is the surface or material the fungus is growing on. So that's why I've called it substrate because it's a material where the fungi is growing on. Okay, we go to question 9. Question 9 is the diagram shows a molar tooth. So this is a tooth which is called molar. So you can take time and look at it. Okay, and then the actual question is which two characteristics in the diagram could be used to identify the tooth? So what has made you to agree that this is molar? When you just look at it, you just say this is molar. Okay, so first of all, let's talk about the characteristics of molar. Mhm. Okay, so the correct answer is what? D, ledges and two roots. Okay, these two things, um, okay, these two parts they help you to identify a molar. So we are saying ledges and two roots. Okay, so ridges, molars have ridged chewing surface. So when you talk about ridges, we are talking about the top surface here. Okay, then when we talk about two roots, we are talking about these two legs of this. Okay, these are the roots of the teeth. Okay, all right. Okay, so the correct answer is D. So when we look at A, which is sharp, chisel, shape, and one root, we can see that the lead there, the top part is not sharp, unless if they give us a incisor or canine, maybe we could have thought in that line. When we look at sharp, chisel, shape, and two roots, yes, two roots is correct, but the sharp chisel shape that is wrong. It has no sharp chisel shape. Ridges and one root. So the only thing that made A to be wrong is the only part that made C to be wrong is one root. Okay. All right. So if you have got questions, you can ask. Now go to which is which of the following is an energy-rich carbohydrate stored in the liver and the muscles? Okay. Which of the following is an energy-rich um, carbohydrate stored in the liver and the muscle cells? So take time and study the question and then try to give us an answer. Before I give you the answer, try to give me an answer. Okay, I hope you've gotten the correct answer there. What is the correct answer? Which of the following is an energy leak in the liver and muscle cells? Okay, so this question is asking us um, okay, so let's look at option one so that before I give you the answer, you may understand what is there. So let's start with option A. I'm going to share with you some ideas on option A, which is A, cellulose. What is cellulose? Let's first describe what is cellulose and what it does. Then together we determine which one is the correct answer. So we are saying, what is cellulose? So we are saying a complex carbohydrate made of glucose units. So glucose units are brought together, put together, and then they form cellulose. Okay, that is A. Function, what is the job of this cellulose? It provides structural support in plant cell walls. Okay, in plant cell walls. So the cell of a plant is made of cellulose. Okay, what of a human? We cannot digest cellulose. It acts as a dietary fiber. So when you eat cellulose as a human, an animal, let me also put it as a human being, which is one type of animals. When you eat cellulose, what happens is it does not get digested. Instead, um, it is taken as fiber, which supports us not to have constipation. Okay, so let's talk about energy storage. So here, first of all, we should understand that this is not the correct answer. The answer is no, storage. No, it is not stored or used for energy in our bodies. So it is not used in our bodies. So A is not correct. Okay, now we have analyzed A and we are saying it's not correct. Out uh, the point of determining whether the answer is correct or not. I want you to write the correct answer. Okay, I'll be checking the comment section to see who's going to write the correct answer after explaining who's going to type the correct answer in the comment section. Please. Okay, we come to B, which is glucose. So let's understand what is glucose. Glucose is a simple sugar. It's a simple sugar which is also called monosaccharide. The primary fuel for cells. So glucose is used to generate or to make energy in human or in animals. Okay, so function circulates in the blood and is used immediately for energy. So glucose is readily available for use to generate energy by animals. That's what we use. So whatever we eat, it's broken down into glucose and then it is used to generate energy. Okay, storage. Can we store carbohydrate in form of glucose? Okay, that is the question you need to answer if it's yes or no, because the question is asking us which of the following is energy rich carbohydrate stored in the liver and muscles. So we are trying to identify how carbohydrate is stored in the liver, if it is stored as glucose. Okay, come to C, which is C is glycogen. So what is glycogen? What is glycogen? So let's talk about glycogen. So glycogen is a highly branched polysaccharide made of glucose units. So when glucose comes together and form a polysaccharide, which is called glycogen. Okay, so glycogen is formed by glucose units coming together. Okay, the function of glycogen stored. I don't want to say the answer there, but I'll tell you what is there. I won't give you the answers. Function, it cannot be quickly accessed energy. It's an energy reserve. Let me say that. It's energy reserve. I'm trying to learn away from using the words that are in the question. It's energy reserve. It's reserved. Where do we reserve this energy in our body? It is reserved in the liver, in the muscles. It fuels muscles activity during exercise. It maintains blood sugar levels when it's kept in the liver to maintain blood sugar levels. Energy storage. Do you think we store energy, we store carbohydrate in form of glycogen? If that is correct, then maybe that will be the answer. I'm just asking, I don't know. D. D, we are saying what is, we do have got the word starch. We have got starch, the form of carbohydrate, which is called starch. Okay, so the question is, sorry, I don't know what is happening here. Okay, we have got starch. What is starch? Let me describe what starch is. Starch is a storage carbohydrate found in plants, e.g., potatoes, maize. Okay, that is starch stored in plants. Okay, function, plants use it to store energy. So when plant generates energy, carbohydrate, when it is in excess and they want to store it, they'll turn it into starch and keep it. Okay, so in human, we don't we digest starch in human. In human, we digest starch. In human, we digest starch. So it's not stored, it is digested. Okay, so storage in body. Do we keep starch in our body? Okay, so which one do you think is the correct answer? I've given you the hints here. So which one do you think is the answer? Write the answer in the comment section. Okay, I guess you have written. I'll check. For now, let me concentrate on the screen so that I don't get distracted. So we store carbohydrate in form of glycogen. We store carbohydrate in the liver and muscles in form of glycogen. Okay, we come to 11. Which of the following is a characteristic of ephisema? Ephisema. I don't know how you pronounce that word, but that's how I pronounce it. So that is ephisema. So which of the following is a characteristic of ephisema? There is options there: constriction of bronchioles, destruction of ovule, growth of tumor in lungs, inflammation of bronchia. Okay, so what is the characteristic of ephisema? So please try to answer in the comment section before I come in and describe the terms for you. Okay, if you are still struggling to write the correct answer in the comment section, or if you do not know what ephisema is, let me go through the definition of ephisema. So I say ephisema is a chronic lung disease that damages the ovule. I give you that insight. Ephisema is the disease that damages ovule. So which one? We're going to go in details. Which one is the correct answer there? Okay. Is it A? Is it B? Is it A, constriction of bronchioles? B, destruction of ovule? C, growth of tumors in lungs? D, inflammation of bronchioles? Which one is the correct answer there? Please write in the comment section. Okay, so let's see what is constriction of bronchioles and how is it brought about. Okay, let me first tell you what bronchioles are. You see, bronchioles are small airways that carry air to the ovule. So those passages that connect, okay, the bronchial, the trachea or the bronchus to the ovule, okay, are called bronchioles. Okay, so those bronchioles. Now, when we talk about constriction of bronchioles, now first of all, I've defined what bronchioles are. I've described what bronchioles are. These are tubes that connect to the ovule, okay, or the branches that touches to the ovule. Now, what is constriction? Uh, Constriction happens in conditions like asthma. So, if someone has got asthma, where muscles around the bronchioles tighten, they close up, they become like the tighten, they become smaller and air cannot pass. Okay, and tightens. Okay, so can we say eczema does that? No. Earlier on, I told you that eczema is a chronic lung disease that damages ovules. Okay, not tightening the bronchioles. Okay, so when it comes to D, which is destruction of ovaries, so I was just telling you what eczema is. It damages the ovaries. So B is the correct answer. It damages the ovaries. Now, growth of tumor in lungs. Okay, here it's more than revision, because here we are even sharing ideas. We are sharing reasons why certain answers are not correct. So here is all about learning as we're also learning. So in any way they can twist these questions, they make the wrong answer to be the correct answer. We are getting equipped for that. Okay. So let's make sure that ECZ lines out of our ideas on how to set exams, because we're going to look at all angles, so that in which way, in any way that ECZ will prepare the exam to be able to analyze. Okay, so we are looking at destruction of ovule, which is the correct answer. So why is this question correct? So when you look at the word destruction, is the synonym of damage. Destruction is the damage. So in eczema, the walls of ovule breaks down. That's what happens when you have got eczema disease. What happens is the the hose of ovary breaks down, they get damaged, reducing surface area for oxygen exchange. So oxygen exchange surface area will be reduced because hose of eczema are being damaged. Okay, this leads to shortness of breath, especially during activity. So if a person has got eczema, he can't do vigorous activities that needs him to breathe hard and pant, or that needs him to have a lot of oxygen. Now, if that happens, that's where you see people struggling to breathe, panting, heavy breathing. Those will be caused because the hose of ovule have been damaged. So this is the correct answer, and this is those are the reasons why it is correct. Now let's look at C, which is saying the growth of tumor in lungs. Okay, so let me let me first also talk about tumor. What is What is tumor? What is tumor? So you can say tumors are associated with lung cancer, not eczema. So if you have got lung cancer, then you can have tumor. So what is tumor? We're saying tumor is this is the abnormal growth or the growth in an area where it's not supposed to grow. That is tumor. So if you have got growing, that is that has happened. It has grown. When you say brain tumor, there is something that has grown in the brain. When we talk about lung tumor or anything like that, that means there is a foreign growth that has happened in the lungs. Okay, so when we talk about growth of tumor, it's not eczema. Okay, so eczema should know that it's not cancerous. It is not cancer. It's just that it is the breaking down of walls of ovule. Okay, inflammation of bronchus, that is G. So this is typical of bronchitis. This is bronchitis that is described here. If they said characteristic of bronchitis, then D could have been correct. Inflammation of bronchus. Okay. Then this answer is not correct. So the correct answer is B, like I said earlier on. Please, if with my explanations you are not clear, instead of keeping quiet, please ask me in the comment section to explain more. Okay, so this is biology paper 1 that the GCE for 2025 wrote, and this is what we're going through. So make sure you pay attention and you also write your comments in the comment section so that whenever we are not clear, whenever I'm not clear, you can also come in and ask a question in the comment section. And please, I also encourage other teachers, if you are watching, you are welcome to also contribute. Remember, we are building the future. It doesn't matter whether they will we are going to benefit or not. But as a teacher, I have a responsibility to make sure that we help our students. So please make sure if you are a teacher and you're watching, please, your contribution will really be varied. Okay, easy learning Z will never grow in isolation. We need to put hands together. Okay, so come to question 12. And please, for those who are teaching grade 12s, please sharing this channel to them. It's not a bad thing. It's a good idea. Okay, it's a good idea in the way that it will help them to revise. Okay, so you can watch this video. You can leave the learners to watch this video. If you have got a projector at school, you can allow them to watch, and then the other day react to the video. Okay, where you think they should do. Maybe I could have explained better. You explain better to them. The key instance here is not for me to be right, but to make sure that the children do well in an exam. Okay, let me not bore you much with um, nanny subject content. Let's go to question 12, which is which of the following elements has a great role in energy storage and transfer in living organism? Which of the following elements has a great role in energy storage, and transfer in living organism. Let me your answer. I'm giving you 1 minute. Think about it. Which one do you think is correct answer? And then write the reason why you think your answer is correct. Just tell us why you think your answer is correct. Don't tell us why other answers are wrong. Tell us why your answer is correct. Okay, Gigi, what is the answer you wrote? So, okay, now we come to, let me go through the question. The question is, which of the following elements has a great role in energy storage and transfer in living organism? Okay, so let's come to first A, which is calcium. What is the function of calcium? Okay, so what is the function of calcium? So the main law of calcium is to build bones and teeth, helps with muscle contraction, nerve signaling, and blood clotting. That is the function, the main function of calcium. Okay, it is stored in bones and released when needed, but it is not directly involved in energy transfer. So calcium is not involved in energy transfer. Okay, so let's go to B. So we are saying A is not correct, so we go to B. Okay, so we say B, which is magnesium, which is what is the main law of magnesium? What is the main function of magnesium? It acts as a cofactor for many enzymes, including those involved in ATP production. It helps stabilize APT, but it's not the energy carrier itself. So it's not energy carrier. So magnesium again is not correct. Okay, we come to oxygen. What is the main use of oxygen? Okay, so oxygen is used in cellular respiration to release energy from glucose. Oxygen helps generate energy, but it is not storage molecule. Okay, so that is what we can say on energy. So we are saying also C is not correct. So I'm sure I can guess who the correct answer, which is the correct answer among the options are given. So D is the correct answer, which is phosphorus. So what is the main function of phosphorus? Phosphorus is a key compound of ATP, which is adenosine triphosphate. Triphosphate. Excuse me. I don't know how I was almost choked. Let me let me say it. Phosphorus is a key component of ATP. So what is ATP? ATP is adenosine triphosphate. Triphosphate, the molecule that stores and transfers energy in cells. Okay, so that is the main function. It is the key component of ATP. Okay, it also found in DNA and RNA and phospholipids, phospholipids, which make up cell membranes. Without phosphorus, cells couldn't power reactions. So those are the reasons why phosphorus is correct. I hope you have gotten my explanation proper. If not, ask in the comment section. Okay, we come to question 13, which of the following disease is caused by which of the following disease is caused by schistosoma? Which of the following disease is caused by schistosoma? Please, if you pronounce that word differently, please bear with me. That is the word schistosoma. So which? Okay, A is B bilharzia, C cholera, D tuberculosis. It is abbreviated as TB. Okay, so let me see your correct answer in the comment section. Okay, so I hope you have written your answer in the comment section. Please, if you are watching, so we said on 12 the correct answer is D. Sorry, I didn't indicate D there. Okay, so we come to B. Which one is the correct answer? So the correct answer, let me not give you the correct answer. Let me go through first the answers. Let me explain what they are. So we have got AIDS. AIDS we know is caused by HIV, and AIDS is an abbreviation of acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. It's caused by the HIV virus, not a parasite. So HIV is caused by the virus. Okay. Um, it weakens the immune system, making the so what happens with the AIDS? That is now we call this condition to be AIDS when the body is unable to fight diseases. Okay, then we say there's a condition called AIDS. Okay, let's come to B. Talk about bilharzia. What is bilharzia? What causes bilharzia? Okay, so bilharzia, also known as oh, no, when I tell you the other name, that means even the answer will be obvious. Also known as schistosomiasis. Okay, schistosomiasis. This disease is caused by parasite worm of the genus Schistosoma. Okay, people get infected by swimming or wading in contaminated fresh water where infected snails release larvae. Okay, so when a snail has got this bacteria, okay, then it releases it into the water, and then the water is swimming there or wading there may get that parasite. Okay, you may get that parasite, and then it enters his body. Now, how do you know that I have got bilharzia? What are the symptoms? Okay, symptoms includes abdominal pain, blood in urine or stool, and organ damage if untreated. Okay, so those are the symptoms. If you see blood in urines, you know that you have bilharzia. Okay, Although the answer is obvious there, let's go on C, which is cholera. Okay, so cholera is caused by bacterium Vibrio cholerae. Okay, so Vibrio cholerae. It spreads through contaminated water or food, leading a severe leading to a severe diarrhea and dehydration. So it's not caused by schistoma or schistoma, sorry. Okay. Tuberculosis. Let's talk about tuberculosis. Okay. Tuberculosis is caused by bacterium, Mycobacterium tuberculosis. Okay. Its main affects the lungs and is spread through airborne droplets. So if someone has got tuberculosis, you are going to get tuberculosis when someone coughs. Okay, that's why you see words where people with tuberculosis are they open windows so that there is fresh air carrying away that bacteria. Okay, so that is tuberculosis is airborne disease. So the correct answer is B. Okay, we come to 14, which is what type of immunity do babies obtain from the mother through breastfeeding? What type of immunity does babies get from the mother through breastfeeding? Okay, A, artificial active immunity, B, artificial passive immunity, C, natural active immunity, D, natural passive immunity. What is the correct answer? Okay, so let me describe first, before I tell you the answer, let me describe the four types of immunity. Let me describe those four types of immunity. Okay, let me start with A, which is artificial active immunity. What is artificial active immunity? So artificial active immunity is immunity developed after receiving a vaccination. Okay, so this is the immunity that is built after receiving a vaccination like polio vaccination and other vaccination that we receive. Listen to we heard of cholera vaccination. Okay, so that is artificial active immunity. How does it work? The body is exposed to a harmless form of a pathogen and produces its own antibodies. So what is being explained there is when they are trying to immune or to vaccinate you for polio, against polio, sorry, they are vaccinating you against polio. What they are doing is they're getting pathogens that are not active and introduce them into the body. And then the body, by fighting those inactive uh, pathogens, then they generate or they establish an immunity against polio. Okay, that's what it's trying to explain there. So that one is not the correct answer. Remember in the question they are telling us immunity. What type of immunity do babies obtain from the mother through breastfeeding? Okay, so think about it. Let's come to B, which is artificial passive immunity. What is artificial passive immunity? Okay, so artificial passive immunity is when a person is given ready-made antibodies through the injection, e.g., antivenom or monoclonal antibody. Okay, so when you are given an injection, that will help you like antivenom and monoclonal antibodies, then that is passive immunity. How does it work? So when you are given artificial passive immunity, how it works like this. Temporarily protection without the body making its own antibodies. So, for instance, if you're dealing with the venom of a certain snake and then you are given an injection, now that is temporarily just to deal with that circumstance. Doesn't mean that now you have become immune to a bite of a snake, or it's the same snake. Uh, let's say Pafada had bitten you. Okay, let's say Cobra had bitten you, and then they give you the antivenom for Cobra. Let's say just Cobra had bitten you. Forget about Pafada. Cobra's bitten you, and then they give you antivenom for Cobra. It doesn't mean that the next time Cobra will bite you, you have already got antivenom in your body. No. Again, if it bites you, you need to go and get that antivenom uh, again. So that is an example of artificial passive immunity. Okay, let's go to C. Okay, C, which is natural active immunity. What is natural active immunity? So, natural active immunity is immunity developed after natural exposure to a disease. Natural exposure to a disease. Okay, we have heard of certain people who maybe had polio, and then let me use what kind of disease can I use, because I'm not very sure of polio. Let's see, someone gets sick, or let me just use polio. Even if it doesn't work like that, maybe let me use polio, but it works in similar way. Okay, when you have polio and then the body develop a defensive mechanism against polio, that is natural active immunity. Okay, so nothing has been introduced to you naturally. You are attacked by a disease, then the body develop a system to defend against that disease. So how does it work? The body fights off the infection and remember how to respond in the future. So the body fights the disease for the first time and it develops the mechanism, the, the strategy on how to fight the disease. Okay. All right. So basically, we are saying C, that is what it is. It's the natural active immunity. Okay. Now we go to D, which is um, natural passive. Okay. Natural passive immunity. So what is natural passive immunity? Okay. Natural passive immunity, this is when a baby receives ready-made antibodies from the mother. Okay. So this comes from the mother. Okay. Then how it happens? How does this take place? Before birth, antibodies pass through the placenta to the baby, from the mother to the baby. Okay. After birth, breastfeeding or breast milk, especially um, colostrum, which contains immunoglobulin, immunoglobulin, and other protective substances. Okay, so that's what happens. So during birth, the passive, the natural passive immunity will pass through placenta, just like the way food passes from the mother to the child. The way blood goes from the mother to the child. That's how even the passive immunity will do. Okay, so here now, when you come to the question, which is what type of immunity do babies obtain from the mother through breastfeeding? So the correct answer is D, natural passive immunity. Okay. Okay, let's go to the next question, which is question 15, which is the diagram shows the stem of the plant whose bark has been removed. Okay, now looking at time we're taking, let me just concentrate on giving the correct answer. So what you can do is you can check on the number on the screen. You can ask for a PDF I've worked on when I was solving this one. We have PDF which we have made where we have written or even the explanations, so you can request it through our WhatsApp line. We'll give you. It has got also explanations for each question. Okay, so let's go to question 15. Question 15 is as follows. The diagram shows the stem of a plant whose bark has been removed. Okay, the bark has been removed. How is transport in the plant affected? Okay, how is the transport in the plant affected? Okay, so what is being affected in this? So A, amino acids and sucrose cannot pass to the leaves. B, acids and sucrose cannot pass to the roots. C, water cannot pass to the leaves. D, water cannot pass to the roots. Okay, so here, first of all, let me share with you, before I give you the answers, let me share with you about two important parts of the plant that is in charge of, or that are involved in transportation in plants. Let me talk about one, phloem. This one is found in barks. It transports amino acids and sucrose, products of photosynthesis from leaves to other parts like roots. Now we have also xylem found deeper in the stem. It transports water from roots to leaves. Now xylem is found deeper in the roots. Sorry, in the stem. Sorry, deeper in the stem. So if phloem is found in the bark of a tree, and then xylem is inside the tree, inside the stem. So the question is, when the bark is affected, when the bark has been removed, what elements or nutrients will be affected? The transportation of those elements will be affected. Okay, we know that phloem is found in the bark and it transports amino acids and sucrose. So when bark is removed, phloem is disrupted, but xylem remains intact. So the question is, how is transport in plant affected? So when you talk about amino acid and sucrose cannot pass to the leaves. Okay, now here you need to be very careful because you may say, this is the correct answer. Here, this one could have been correct answer if they didn't put leaf here. Okay, this is why now B is correct. B is correct because of this word roots. So what has made this answer wrong is leaves. So the correct answer is B. If you want to know why A is not correct and B is correct, you can do as wise. Contact me using that WhatsApp line, Zamtel line. Please make sure I use Zamtel line. Contact me, then I'll share with you the answers. Okay, the PDF, the explanations and everything are okay. Please just a message, a direct message telling me to say, may you share the PDF, then I'll share with you. Okay, we come to, let me just reduce the size so that everything can be seen at once. Okay, so 16, the diagram shows blood and its composition. Which component of blood represents the fungal site? Which component of blood represents fungal site? Okay, so let's look at A. We have A there, and we have got B there, and we have got C there. Okay, so which one is correct there? Okay, so let's look at A, B there. So fungocytes are a type of, sorry, let's look at a few points. Fungocytes are a type of cells that protect the body from engulfing harmful bacteria, dead cells, and other debris. In diagram, they are usually shown as large cells where will with visible internal structures like a long nucleus or granules. Okay. So now when we look at A are likely to be red blood cells, which are lymphocyte. So, okay, so that is A. Those are smaller ones. Then when you look at they are small and round. Okay. Now the correct answer. Let me just say I'm going to the correct answer. The correct answer is D. The correct answer is D. D is the correct answer. I said I'm going to share with you the PDF, so I'm just going to go to D as the correct answer. Why am I thinking D is the correct answer? And why do I think that structure is likely to be fungocyte? So, yeah, fungocyte cell are large cell with the internal structures, e.g., blood, e.g., lo- nucleus, e.g., nucleus is visible. Okay, so nucleus is visible, and that is why D is correct because I said fungocyte, the inner parts are visible, so that will be so. Even other parts, even for the red blood cells, they can be visible. But what happens here is for fungocytes, they become more visible easily than um, other uh, structures. Okay, let's come to 17, which is which chamber of the heart would be the first to receive nicotine absorbed in the blood in the lungs of a cigarette smoke. Okay, so in other words, the question is asking us which part of the heart receives blood from the lungs? Which part of the heart receives blood from the heart? Okay, so first let me tell you what happens when nicotine is absorbed in the lungs. When nicotine is absorbed in the lungs, it enters in the pulmonary capillaries in the lungs. Then from there, it travels through the pulmonary veins. These veins carry oxygenated blood now containing nicotine. Okay, so this blood that is coming from the lungs, it is oxygenated blood and it contains nicotine to, to the left atrium. So when the blood is coming from the lungs to the heart, it enters the left atrium, the chamber known as left atrium. So the correct answer is A. The correct answer is A. Because the question is, which chamber of the heart would be the first to receive nicotine absorbed in the blood in the lungs of a cigarette smoker? Okay, so that is the correct answer. Please, the PDF document is available. You can just contact me using Zamto line there on WhatsApp.